Hi all, myself Sanjay Ram, with me Mr. Mukund. We are here to discuss about the skill assessment released by ICAI for CA costing final, that is strategic cost management and performance evaluation. With us, our costing guru CAK Hariharan sir, to discuss about the skill assessment released by ICAI. Over to Mukund.
Hi all, this is Mukul doing my third year articleship in Sri Gopalan Co, Coimbatore. So sir, in new syllabus, most of the questions are based on case study or theory. So how do we start our preparation so that we can attack these questions in the exam?
Yeah, especially for the new skill, strategic cost management and performance evaluation, CFI and costing. Importance for the theory part increase like anything. For your information, in examination question paper, with respect to theory part, it's broadly classified into two types. One is direct theory question. For the direct theory question, 16 mark, roughly I'm telling, 16 mark may appear with direct theory question. What is called direct theory question? Short notes or explain, those questions are called direct theory question. No need to explain further about direct theory question, it's a plain question. Students think only the 16 mark alone is a theory part, that is not the correct one. And minimum 14 marks, concept based questions also there. In addition to that, case studies also there. So, how we have to prepare? So, with respect to theory part alone, if you are going to approach, minimum 30 marks will come plus case studies also you have to prepare. In this juncture, I would like to segregate the theory part alone properly. First part I told, direct theory question, plain question, 16 mark may come. Second one, concept based theory questions they are asking. What is called the concept based theory question? Instead of asking the question, difference between cost reduction and cost control, they will ask, identify the following item will comes under cost reduction or cost control. They'll ask the question, each question carries one mark, 4 mark question they'll ask. It's not a multiple choice question, plain what? Filling the blanks question, like filling the blanks question. Similarly, for example, savings in cost per unit, question mark. You have to write cost reduction. Price negotiation with raw material supplier, when it comes under cost reduction or cost control, we have to write cost reduction. This type of question is called the concept based question. Whether following items comes under value added activity or non-value activity, or identify the following items comes under what key measure of throughput accounting. You know, three key measures are there: throughput contribution, operating cost or investment. So they will give the list out of what and all will comes under throughput contribution, what and all will comes under operating cost, and what and all will comes under the investment. This type of question is called concept based theory question. So first one is plain direct theory question. Second one is called concept based theory question. Third one is called application based theory question. Application based theory question, we are not going to write the theory, but without knowing the theory, you can't attack the problem itself. Best example, indifference point. In marginal costing, CVP analysis, indifference point. Nowadays, they are not asking directly find indifference point 4 mark question and all. They are giving some options. They will give you what? One line question, advise the company. So in this juncture, you are supposed to aware whether the particular problem is based on indifference point or not. For that, you are supposed to remember the theory properly. So when indifference point arises, the concept is there in the theory. If there is a conflict in selecting the option based on variable cost and fixed cost, then we have to solve the problem by way of indifference point. Then we have to rate the question. Option 1, what are the variable cost and the fixed cost? Option 2, what are the variable cost and the fixed cost? Many occasions they ask semi-automatic machine or automatic machine. Clear? So between two options, if there is a conflict, thereafter you have to identify, yes, this problem is based on indifference point. Thereafter you can solve the problem. Same manner, many occasions they ask break-even point also. Everything I'm quoting from the past exam question. With respect to BEP, there are two different types are there. One is concept-based solution, another one is formula-based solution. In general, formula-based solution, they are asking only in the intermediate level. You know, formula-based BEP means fixed cost by contribution per unit or fixed cost by PV ratio. But in case of concept-based theory question, how they are asking, The assumption we have to follow, then only we can be able to solve the problem by way of formula with respect to break-even point. If any one of the assumption is missing, then we have to solve the problem by way of concept only, computation of BEP based on concept. In exam, they won't specify whether the computation of BEP based on formula or concept. Therefore, you have to remember the theory point properly. That too, you should be in the question know what are the assumptions under break-even point and which assumption is not tallied. Then we have to solve the problem by way of concept. If you are going to apply mere formula, you can't able to get the answer. Those questions are called what? Concept-based theory with respect to application. So in application, we are not going to write what is BEP, what are the assumptions in the BEP, what is indifference point. But without doing those theory part properly, you can't able to start the problem. That is called application oriented. First one is a plain direct theory question. Second one, concept-based theory question. Third one, application-oriented theory. Application-oriented theory also should be strong with respect to theory part. Next one is called conclusion-based theory. Many occasions, how you are drafting your conclusion, that is important. To draft the conclusion, we have to insert the theory part properly. Best example, activity-based costing, frequently asked question. Find out cost per unit of under traditional absorption costing system, find cost per unit under activity-based costing system, why there is a difference. So the last question, if you are going to see why there is a difference between, then it's a theory question only. Difference between activity-based costing and traditional absorption costing. So the reason for the difference, we have to redraft the theory in the applicable format. Therefore, conclusion-based question, we have to be very strong with respect to theory part. And last one is case study. Case study I don't need to explain because full and full based on the theory part. Management theory part they loaded like anything. 5 years terminology, TPM, total productive maintenance. Similarly, various concepts of lean system, Six Sigma. So those part and all Institute has introduced recently based on the frequently asked case studies questions are coming. Even supply chain management is a frequently asked question. So without knowing those theory properly, you can't attack case study also. So sum up with respect to the question paper for theory part. One is direct theory question. Second one concept-based theory question. Third one application oriented theory part. Next conclusion where and all you have to insert the theory. And last one is case studies. These are the manner they are setting the question paper. Understood? Yes.
Sir, after knowing all this, I have a question. Like, where are the chances that we commit mistakes, and where are the chances that that the value will tend to reduce marks or answers?
Yeah, where and all they are reducing the mark. With respect to chances of reduction in marks and all, especially for the costing paper, the answer part does not contain prefix or suffix. You will get a reduction in half a mark, minimum half a mark. For example, we got 5,000 is a economic ordering quantity, or 5,000 is a break-even point, or 5,000 is an indifference point. Whether the 5,000 units or rupees or kgs or liter, you have to mention properly. If you are going to write that particular quantum alone, there is no meaning at all. Even in variance analysis, material price variance 5,000 means there is no meaning. Rupees 5,000, that too favorable or adverse you have to write. Therefore, we need proper answer part. Rupees, the prefix or suffix you have to write. Many of them having habituate to write 1000 means K, lakhs mean L. They are having the habit of putting L or K in examination also. Without knowing they are committing the mistake. You don't have the privilege to write L or K. You have to write 1000 means properly you have to write. Full numbers you have to write. There only you are going to count how many zeros will come for crores, lakhs and all. Therefore, you should be very careful while writing the proper answer. Don't write K or L in examination, otherwise examiner will put O only. So, presentation part plays a vital role. In IPC, furthermore difficult. Those IPC kits and all, intermediate kits and all, once if it is tallied, they feel very happy. Balance sheet tallied or process account tallied, that's all very happy. After finishing that, they will put a smiley symbol also. These are all the things we have to avoid. So presentation part plays a vital role. Format based question, you have to write the format also properly. To, by, debit, credit, particulars, unit, rate, amount, Where what all the formats are there, the formats also you have to write properly, otherwise reduction in mark will be there. Even standard costing, standard quantity into standard price, actual quantity to actual price. While filling, standard quantity in kgs, you have to write in heading, you have to write kg. Standard price in rupees, you have to write rupee. So that and all give the validation. That and all save your mark. This is the man you have to do the valuation.
Sir, in topics like marginal costing and CVP analysis, there will be some questions which end with like give your opinions or advice. So there will be more than one answers for such type of questions. So how to attack these questions in the exam?
Yeah, many past exam questions are there in this fashion. Those questions are called open-ended answer. We count the question to what? Tell this is what the correct answer. Like please point out advice or give your opinion. In this circumstance, how to write the answer? You have to draft. That's what again drafting skill plays a vital role. Best example with respect to this type of advice question. Indifference point again we can take. If they are going to ask indifference point, we can't and we will do what? Advise the company. Indifference point question based on indifference point, advise the company will come. If the advice the company has come, then we may not know what is the demand for the particular product. In this circumstance, we have to draft properly. We can't say or option A is best or option B best. One line answer not possible because depending upon the sale level only which option is best we can write. In this circumstance, if the level of sales less than indifference point, for example, capital intensive is best to be option A best or capital intensive best, you have to write capital intensive best because low fixed cost with the reason you have to write. Level of sales is equal to indifference point, either of the option is best because of indifference point. Level of sales demand is more than indifference point, then option B best means or labor intensive cost example, labor intensive best means option B best means you have to write and the reason low variable cost. Not only that, level of sales less than indifference point, that too subject to break even point. That too option 1 BEP will be there, option 2 another BEP will be there. Between 2 BEP, which BEP lowest BEP, that's the what answer part. Therefore, while drafting the answer, if the level of sales less than the lower BEP, none of the option is best because of guaranteed loss. Between low BEP to indifference point, whatever the option has a low fixed cost, that is best. In that manner, you have to draft. Here, many students will write option 1 is best or option 2 is best. That's not the correct answer. More than one answer will be there. That is called open-ended question. Even for shutdown point, if I am going to continue, I am getting assume 22,000 what per loss. If I am going to shut down, I can get 500 rupees difference in loss. Okay? If I am continuing 22,000 loss, if I am going to shut down 21,500, then whether I have to continue or shut down, then immediately think 21,500 is cheaper, therefore we can shut down. But if I am going to continue, how much additional loss I have to bear? 500. Just because of 500, whether I have to shut down or not, we have to identify. Therefore, just because of the 500, company no need to shut down, better we can continue because management has to consider the following items also. Goodwill of the company we have to think. Supply chain management we have to what analyze. Trustworthy labor we have to do, that we have to identify. Depreciation, whether I am going to continue or not, I have to what incur depreciation limit, that we have to consider. And retaining our own customers is a difficult one. So these are all the things we know how to draft. Then only we will get the full mark. Suppose the same 500 rupee difference is an immaterial materiality concept, therefore better we can continue, we can say. Suppose the difference comes to 500 lakhs, then you get the confusion whether you have to continue or shut down. So for the same type of problem, the material item, based on material item, suppose the quantum of loss is high, then based on the loss, better we can shut down so that we can save this much. However, the management has to consider again same point, goodwill of the company, trustworthy, the same story of right. That is called the what? Open-ended conclusion. Accordingly, you will get the full mark.
So after this, I have one more question. Like for in 1 mark questions, like in 1 mark question for the concept-based questions and like throughput accounting, total quality management, relevant costing and all, they'll ask one question and they'll ask you to quantify which cost will take this relevant costing.
Yes, that's
is
a
it relevant
concept-based
cost or irrelevant cost?
Yes.
So for that questions and all, we have to write either it is a relevant cost or irrelevant cost, or else we have to write the explanation for that.
Yeah. Depending upon the question only. In general, they are asking 4 mark question, 1 mark question they are asking. So if it is case of 1 mark question, it's a committed fixed cost or discretionary fixed cost, then you don't need to write the explanation. Just they are asking one more question, you can write the direct answer. With the explanation they ask, then we have to write properly. We can't write as it is. Many occasions they ask whether following item comes under the value added activity or non-valid activity, valid or invalid. In this juncture, you can write valid or invalid. Valid activity, that is more than sufficient. Each one carries 1 mark, 4 mark. Sometimes question specifically says with the explanation, with the clarification, then you have to draft properly. Accordingly, you have to write. Question, most specifically question will be, there will be specific question will be.
So next is in that skill assessment released by the ICAI, they have classified the things in 3 levels like comprehension, analysis and evaluation.
Yeah.
So based on this, please tell us how to approach an examination.
Yeah. After giving that particular, what is it called, notification, whatever it may be, after that only student got confused. Here what you should want to convey or what is the intention begin releasing the same. That students may not know how to write the answer properly without reading the question, they are writing the answer. I am not blaming all the students. I am asking you to trying to improve how you are to do the presentation part. That's what. First one, whenever the question asked, short notes or explain, you have to, or define, then you have to redraft as it is. What is there in the instrument material? That is what the expectation by the ICAI. Definition part, we have to redraft as it is. Many occasions we told, short notes on opportunity cost assessment. Instead of writing opportunity cost, the value of sacrifice made or opportunity forgone in accepting the alternative course of action, that is the next best alternative. Instead of writing the definition, many students will start. For example, withdrawing the deposit, investing the same in my business. What are the loss I am going to sacrifice, interest portion I am going to lose, that is called opportunity cost. Now see the question carefully. The question is explain or short notes or define opportunity cost, but your answer is what? Example for the opportunity cost. So we are not reading the question. It shows what? Without knowing the definition part, we are want to justify by way of example, that cannot be correct. Examples are called ornament to the answer, not that is not the correct answer. That alone is not the answer. Therefore, you have to write the example. Before that, you have to define properly. That's the first part. Second part is terms, terminology especially you have to be very careful with respect to reading the question. What is the terminology? With respect to terms, terminology and all. Without plain, after reading the question, what and all comes immediately, student want to vomit. One such occasion, 3 more questions they asked by ICAI for final. Significance of BEP. Many students wrote the answer, but many of them got 0 mark. The reason, few students wrote what is called the BEP. Few of them wrote what are the formulas for the BEP. Few students wrote charts, what are the charts are BEP charts. So charts and all they draw, and the types of charts also BEP. So many students did the R&D in examination. But what is the expectation from the ICAI? Significance. Without significance, what and all they know. We are not concentrating the word significance. What and all we know about BEP, we immediately want to vomit. So while doing the evaluation, 3 more question mean with respect to significance, we are going to search the answer. Answer part, each part carries 1 mark, 3 mark, 3 points. So we want to verify with respect to significance if the level of sales less than BEP, guaranteed loss. The level of sales is equal to BEP, no profit, no loss. The level of sales more than BEP, guaranteed profit. Each one carries 1 mark. Instead of this particular answer, if you are going to write all other things with respect to BEP other than this 3 points, you won't get any mark. Here, paper evaluation is not based on how many pages you have written, accordingly mark won't be there. Many occasions we come across, without getting an additional paper by way of one single first booklet itself, student crossed 50 to 60 mark, above 50 or above 60, pass mark. Many occasions after adding 5 to 6 for additional paper, they are not given the question to cross 40 marks. So, number of pages written is not the criteria, or number of kgs of the paper you have written is not the criteria. Specific question, specific answer only they are expecting. Instead of blaming all other things, first we have to correct ourselves. Immediately evaluation correct or not, yes, other side also small fault are there, that obviously ICAI has to rectify. We are not talking in that particular angle. Our side, how we have to save, that is what we are discussing about. We are trying to convey with respect to how we have to present to clear the examination instead of fighting with all other things. That and all we will do later. Now with respect to how we have to do the presentation part only. So whether short notes are defined, we have to be very careful. Second one is what? The terminology involved in this question. For the terminology, significance of BEP, we have to write significance. Similar manner, the term they are not reading properly. Stages in product life cycle they ask. So probably student will write introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Unfortunately, the four things are called phases in product life cycle, not stages in product life cycle. There are 11 stages are there and 4 phases are there. Immediately after reading the question, immediately you omit product life cycle, what and all you use. That is not the correct one. Therefore, you should be very careful which terminology used by in the question according to the right answer. Third one is interpretation. With respect to interpretation, school of thought plays a vital role. Where and all interpretation based questions are there. Best one, TQM in total quality management. 14 deeming points are there. With respect to deeming point 14 points, we should not write our own interpretation based on Edward Deming, his opinion you have to write. Management by objective, it's a good or bad. If you are going to say per se, yes, good only we will think. But eliminate management by objective. MBO, right? Management by objective. They want to eliminate. So there the answer comes to the negative side. We may thought it's a correct one, positive side. That may not be correct. It's purely based on deeming point of view of the right. Similarly, value chain analysis. Procurement of raw material, what type of activity, whether primary activity or supporting activity. We thought without procuring the raw material, how can we do the business, therefore primary. But it's not based on your opinion, it's purely based on Porter's opinion. The school of thought with respect to value chain, he said, procurement of raw material comes under supporting activity, not in the primary activity. Therefore, we should not write our own opinion with respect to this interpretation based on what that particular author, that particular school of thought is important. Same manner, 4 types of quality cost: prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure, external failure. Few terminology it may be look like internal failure or external failure or prevention or appraisal will come. For that particular author's opinion, school of thought, what is there, the ICAI material, that you have to be careful. They have given the list of example list also. Accordingly, you have to be thorough. And next part is alternative names are there. Nowadays, institute is playing with the alternative names. You should be very careful. Whenever you are reading, you have to be very careful with respect to alternative name also. Deeming wheel, short notes on deeming wheel they are asking. We'll get surprised what is the deeming wheel. The PDSA cycle is also called deeming wheel. Many people not even know the PDSA cycle is there in our syllabus. Plan, do, study and act, or plan, do, check and act. PDCA cycle, also called PDSA cycle, also called deeming wheel, also called Shawar cycle. Therefore, which terminology, which question they are going to ask, you have to be very careful. Alternate name is also always important. Like the pricing policy also, or value chain analysis also. Superior performance, explain. What is called superior performance? It's an alternate name for competitive advantage, is also called superior performance. Similarly, stay out pricing policy is there, also called penetrating pricing policy. If they ask penetrating pricing policy, very easy. Alternative name to get confusion. Same manner, hierarchy in ABC, they are asking. What is hierarchy? Types of activity in ABC is called hierarchy, alternative name. You know 4 types of activity: unit level activity, batch level activity, product level activity, facility level activity. Instead of that, hierarchy in ABC, both are same. Question also you have to be remember. Instead of remembering their answer. Clear? Contracting out they ask. What is called contracting out? Outsourcing is also called contracting out. If they are going to ask outsourcing, happily you will write the answer. Contracting will get the confusion. Therefore, you have to be very careful with respect to what? The alternative names also. So, again I will explain with respect to that sheet, whatever they given, or what are they called? Skill assessment. Okay? Skill assessment. First, short notes are defined or explained. It's a plain question. Second one, term should be proper, whether significance of BEP or what. The terminology, accordingly you have to write the answer. Third one is interpretation is purely based on the school of thought. And next one is alternative names also you have to be very careful. These are all the things we have to be kept in mind before you are preparing for the examination. Understood? Yes. Good, nice initiative. Good.
Thank you so much, sir, for investing a valuable time with us. So viewers, please do like, share, comment and subscribe to his channel. Thank you.
Thank you.